Yeah, what's up, traders? It's your one and only skill coach, Tim Legend, and I'm super excited to have you all here today. So, some traders were asking me, Tim, when I enter a trade, how do I know the right time to lock my profits? And how do I follow on the trade in order to keep making profits? So, this is the simple answer to that. When you take your trade and price starts going in your favor, all right, the right time to start locking your profits is when price has gone at least 25 to 30 pips ahead of your entry. What do I mean? For instance, right now, looking at this trade, if I bring out the crosshair from my entry level, we calculate upward. Now you can see this is 30 points. So from here, as long as price has passed this level, 30 points, you are good to lock your profits. So right now, if I decide I want to lock my profit, I will take my profits. Now, since price has passed 30 points, locking your profit at this time should be like you should lock just 10. So if you lock 10 points, what you're going to have remaining on the chart where the space you give price to float on should be at least 20 points. So for me to lock my profit, I'm going to close 10 points. So this is going to be 10 points here. Okay, so now I have just covered 10 points. So for me to lock my profit ahead again, I would need to calculate from where my stop loss is currently and calculate out another 30 pips. So let's see if I still have another 30 pips to go. So this is another 30 here. That means I can cover another 10 pips. All right, so in order to cover another 10 pips, we already have this 10 pips. I'll carry it up again to 20 points now. This is going to be 20 points here and cover. You do the same thing for this guy and cover. So this is how you keep following price pace by pace. All right, you're giving price a floating space. I call it floating space. All right, you're giving price a floating space of about 20 pips. 20 pips is enough for price to float around and continue to go in your favor if that entry is actually a genuine entry. What do I mean by genuine entry and an ingenuine entry? A genuine entry is an entry whereby the place you took that trade, price began to go in your favor. If that entry is genuine, price will indeed keep going. Look, you understand that the market is about the bulls and the bears, who is in power. So if you take an entry in a zone where indeed the bulls are in power and you place the buy, that entry being genuine is going to keep going up. If you give that entry 20 pips floating space, it's enough for price to play around and continue going in your favor. But if that is not a genuine entry, 20 pips will be so small for price to come down, and the price is going to come down, even hit you out of the trade. So it's very important that you know the places to take your trades. You don't just buy anywhere or sell anywhere. You buy from zones and areas that matters. All right, very important, zones and areas that matters. Actually, this trade, I was actually meant to take this trade somewhere here because this was my analysis. I was meant to take this trade somewhere here, but I wasn't on my chart on time. So when I came and found out that boom, it has already started moving, I decided to place my trade here and then had my stop loss just right up below here. Now seeing price going in my favor, I am now able to lock my profits. So if I want to lock another profit again, what I'm going to do, because now I can see that price is indeed going almost to my TP. And so I'll have to first of all increase this TP to 100 pips now, because I had it on 80 pips. So I'm taking it up to 100 pips. All right. Now, while I take profit to 100 pips, now I'm going to also increase my stop losses, all right, in order to cover more profit. So let's see how many space we have the price has given us so far. So price has gone 57 points in profit. So out of that 57 points, I want to cover up 20 points. What I'm going to do right now is to cover up an extra 20. So I'm currently on 21 points, as you all can see here. So I'm going to take it straight over to 50 points. And do the same for my second entry. And indeed, I think I need to increase my take profit again, because price is almost hitting the take profit level. Now your question, now you might ask, hey Tim, why are you on a small lot size like this? What actually is happening here is that I'm currently growing a small account. All right, I'm growing a small account gradually. So these are the things that we need to also learn. When growing a small account, you must, number one, take away greed. All right, take away greed. Then number two, you must be willing to lose a certain amount per trade. So for me, each trade I take, I am willing to lose $5 on each trade. Opening two positions, I always love to open just two positions. Why? Because if I lose on the two positions, that's $10. So that means I'm practically willing to lose $10 per trade until that account is blown. But guess what? By the grace of God, the account will never get blown. Because with the wisdom of God and the help of the Holy Spirit and the knowledge that God has given, you should be able to take trades rightly. Now remember, greed must leave your heart. You must not be greedy. So many times we want to take trades with high lot size so we can make big money, and that's where you lose it all. You must learn to trade with that little lot size, growing it gradually, till your account gets to an extent whereby you're now willing to lose more than $10. You're now willing to lose $20. If you get to the extent where you're now willing to lose $20 per trade, you can then start opening 4 positions, risking $5 each. That's my advice. You have made a good amount of money where you are now willing to lose $20. You should have become confident with how you trade, when you trade, where you trade from, your style of trading. You should have become confident with it. So it's better open 4 positions, risking the same $5. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So I hope you really understood something from this guy. So make sure you stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.